Welcome back to DM Prep. My name is Ian and I'll be your DM for today. Today we are prepping episode 25 of the Gilded Troll Plays CoS of Strahd. When last we left off, the heroes made their way into Castle Ravenloft and then made their way down into the dungeons where they found quite a sight. On the way there they fought a lot of Strahds. Yeah, what a picture to open with, right? It's almost like I did that on purpose. They fought a lot of Strahds. They fought a lot of creatures that looked like Strahd. If you checked out last DM prep, then you know that the reason for that is because Strahd casts Seeming on every single Humaniform undead in the entire castle. So they've fought Vampire Spawn Strahd, they fought a Banshee Strahd, now they're about to fight some Strahd zombie Strahds. This fight's going to be, I think, pretty straightforward. It's going to be some Strahd zombies. They're Strombies. Thanks, Shadows. Hello to everyone who's here, and thank you for being here. The Strahd zombies are going to be super straightforward. They are incredibly easy to kill. I don't think I want to bother using Strahd to... Actually, you know what? They made a lot of noise. They made a lot of noise in the dungeon, and that didn't attract the attention of the Strahd zombies. Like, they've been given very distinct instructions to just stay in this water. But what I'm going to do is first I'm going to move these to the token layer so that the players can see them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them away from the doorway. Because what I want to happen is I want the melee players to run into the room. And then once that happens, I'm going to have Bucephalus. So that's our number 2 Strahd trick. So last time on DM Prep, we came up with a bunch of Strahd tricks for how he behaves in combat, what he do to really screw people up. Hey, Leader of the Fae, how's it going? Any traps under the water? Not that I'm aware of, and I don't think I want any, real talk. But what I am going to do is I'm going to have Bucephalus. So he's a nightmare. Oh, is it actually Yep, okay, he's named NPC token. He is a nightmare, but he is Bucephalus. So as an action, Bucephalus is going to pop into existence up by the ceiling from the ethereal plane and I need to put him on the GM layer because my players could technically be looking at this right now. So I'm going to put him on the GM layer, and then when he shows up, he's going to show up with... So what I want to do is vampire spawn. It helps if I spell spawn correctly. So we're going to drop a vampire spawn, and then I should be able to edit, remove the default token, which is probably going to break everything. And then what I want to do is I want to select the Strahd token and use that as the token for vampire spawn. And that seems to have worked. So now I have a Strahd von Zarovich vampire spawn, maybe. Let's open the character sheet, see what we got. It's Strahd von Zarovich. That didn't work. It makes Strahds now. Like, it makes actual Strahds now. That's fine. I don't use stat blocks anyway. Whatever. Vampire spawn's got... Oh god, it's completely broken now. So we're going to open vampire spawn so I can get its HP and AC. Slap it in the token. He got 82 HP, 15 AC. Make sure... Okay, attribute none. So if you have this attribute set, then it's going to update every single Strahd token you have, which is bad. I have a lot of Strahd tokens. So I've got 82 out of 82. I want to do that. Make sure I've got that. And then I want to rename it Vampire Spawn. Just so I know, for my purposes, what these guys are. And I guess what I'll do is I'll do the same thing for... I've got this token here. This is actually a Strahd zombie. And then the players can't see the name tags. And I'll just delete these Strahd von Zaroviches and replace them with... Nope, not vampire spawns. I want... Come on. I want Strahd zombie. Snap those to squares. Perfect. So yeah, when once they get into the room, Bucephalus will just pop out of nowhere and drop a bunch of vampire spawns onto their head, all of whom look like Strahd, and it's gonna be real fun. Then, so let's make a new file. So next session is actually January 3rd. So 2021-0103. I gotta name this file. So one, Bucephalus rolls initiative and vampire spawn. Bucephalus uses beef sit on purpose. On his turn, he uses Ethereal Stride to pop in with 3 not Strahd vampire spawn. Bam! That's the first fight. First fight. Nice and easy. While the PCs explore, can a player choose to go last in initiative? So rules is written, no, you cannot. If you roll really high, you go first. That's just how it works. What I like to do is I allow my players to reduce their initiative at the start of the combat by however much they want. It's only at the start of combat, and I think it's maybe come up twice ever. But I don't see any real reason not to let them do that. The main reason that I do that is that if the players happen to be in, and of course all the hallways here are 10 feet, but if the players happen to be in a 5-foot hallway and they want to, as a group, surge into the room, initiative makes that very difficult if the person in the back rolled the highest. They have to push past everyone in front of them, which doesn't make any sense because as a group they could just move forward at the same time. So I allow players to just keep dropping down in initiative until they want to be in the order amongst themselves that they are, but they have to accept that dropping down in initiative may affect which enemies go before them. So that's a house rule that I use. Definitely not something that's just built into the game. One thing that I meant to do but forgot to was for these Strahd zombies, I did want to change their max HP to 30. So I'm going to delete these guys once again, just so I don't have to... That didn't work. Love it. Copy, 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 copy. Roll20 is dumb, and sometimes you have to copy something 5 or 8 times before it actually copies. So, yeah. That's the thing. So yeah, they have 30 out of 30. The vampire spawn have 82 out of 82, but all of them look like vampire. All of them look like Strahd. So while the PCs explore K76, Strahd's face pops out of the wall. He charms Rebecca. He does nothing with this charm. Yet. Actually, that's not, I don't want to do that yet. Post K78. So the reason that I don't want to do that yet is in K78. So my player's plan is to get to the crypts. And thanks to Gramps' as a shadow moving through the model of Castle Ravenloft, he knows that if they go up this balcony, through this door, and then I didn't explain it to him during the session, but if they go through this middle door here, they will be able to take this hallway all the way to the crypts. They don't know about the trap. That's not in the schematic. That's not built into the model. I just decided that. I don't know if that's like supported by the book. Tunnel is cut into the pillar of stone of Ravenloft itself. Its surface is slick and its ceiling is barely 6 feet high. A lingering fog limits visibility to a few feet. It is a relatively new construction compared to other areas of Ravenloft. I am going to omit that detail because if that is true, then my players have no reason to have known that it exists. And I already told them that it exists, so oops. So I'm just going to omit that it's fine. Hey, Kai Guy subscribed to Tier 1. Thanks for being here. Thank you for continuing to sub, Kai Guy. Yeah, DM Prep's always on Thursdays. even on holiday eves, because I did do Christmas Eve and now I'm doing New Year's Eve. I did not do Thanksgiving though. So usually on holidays. Cartograms is different to the basement he was in, different walls. So the main reason that I want to... The only reason that I would want to point out that this is different from the words are hard, different from the model, is so that they don't know about the trap. But also, real talk, here's how I feel about this. Don't care about that trap. I don't think it serves any purpose. Rubek has already demonstrated his ability to get out of this this cell. Literally this cell he got teleported into and just turned into a raven and flew out. And now they don't have NPCs with them that they need to hide that from. So what do you do when a player continually doesn't show up? Yeah, no, I would give them probably 3 chances if I had to say. Usually we just play without them, with their character just kind of taking a backseat, but it's fine. So yeah, so they'll fight in here, and then they'll move into K78, and K78 is really interesting. So my plan for K78 is to mostly run it as written. It's got all of this stuff going on. It's got this crystal hourglass. There's iron golems that only attack in specific circumstances, but I'm going to force those circumstances. Strahd uses a lair action to lock the doors. On his next lair action, he uses the ability to go through walls. So we need to roll initiative immediately because what they do in the next 6 seconds matters. On his next lair action, he uses the ability to go through walls. On his next turn, once everyone is inside, Strahd uses a lair action to lock the doors. On his next turn, Strahd phases through a wall, casts Sickening Radiance, and backs through the wall again. So now, yeah, we got badges. So not just OK Chris over here with the silver shard. So you guys can get Waterdavian coin badges for donating historical, like, cumulative numbers of bits. So that's real neat. That's a new thing that we did yesterday, I think. So yeah, Strahd phases through a wall, casts Sickening Radiance, and backs through the wall again. So essentially what's going to happen is the players need to get out of this room. This pisses off the iron golems who attack. What's really fucking cool is Sickening Radiance will murder you. Sickening Radiance will end your fucking life very quickly, because failing the con save gives you a level of exhaustion. Sure, the levels of exhaustion go away when the spell ends, but if you get 6 levels of exhaustion, you die. And if you get 3 levels of exhaustion, you have disadvantage on subsequent saves against Sickening Radiance. Sick. But here's what's cool. The Iron Golems will take the damage. It's saved for none, which is interesting. But we'll just say they fail their first save. Fuck it, why not? And they take some damage from it, but they don't get exhausted because they're immune to exhaustion. And then now the players need to get the fuck out of the room with iron golems attacking them. This could be a TPK. Real talk? Could be a TPK. I don't think it's a problem. Real talk? I don't think it's a problem. It's fine. You know, they're big boys and girls. 3 of them have con save proficiency. It's fine. I should look up how hard it is. Yeah, yay for magic weapons and the golems. Yeah, I think they all have magical weapons. What level are they? They are level 11, which is technically slightly higher than they're supposed to be. But I am also throwing Sickening Radiance on an encounter that is definitely does not need Sickening Radiance to be challenging, because Iron Golems are CR 16 and there's 2 of them. So fucking yikes. I think, oh, Fire Absorption. Regains hit points when it takes fire damage. That'd be really cool if Inej decided to throw a wall of fire at him. Oh my god, their Poison Breath does a shitload of damage. Oh my god, they're boned. They're just straight up boned. They also have magical weapons, so the Lycanthropes don't matter. Elodie might fireball them. She is out of 3rd level spell slots, though. So I think she might Synaptic Static instead. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my plan there. So while they explore post K78, Strahd's face will pop out of a wall, charm Rubec, and do nothing with the charm. Yet. The next time there is a fight, Strahd is present and politely asks that Rubec turn off his hammer as it is hurting him. Ask for it. Yeah, get a roomie too. God. Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, she does have sorcery points to get spell slots back, and she does not use sorcery points for very much because we use Meta Magic for All. So Quicken is free, Twinned costs 2 less, and Empowered is free. So she has a lot of stuff that just does not cost sorcery points. So yeah, I think this is basically my prep. You know, the first fight's probably going to take 30 to 45 minutes. Rubec might just take 20. Yeah, probably. Let's see, Curse of Strahd, 200%. So Rubec does have a take 20. So yeah, that might happen when but yeah, I mean, Strahd could literally just do this repeatedly until he fails. And they might think that closing their eyes would help, but fun fact, you literally don't even need to see Strahd for it to happen. He just needs to see you. One humanoid he can see within 30 feet of him. It's kind of gross. Interestingly, it does not work on Elodie or Gramps because it only works on humanoids. Elodie is a fae, Gramps is an undead. Yeah, that's basically my prep. You know, there's all this stuff in the crypts. So the one thing that I did want to point out is that at one point, I told my players that, you know, if they touch every door in the crypts, they'll get a wish. You know, that's a myth in Barovia, and it has a nugget of truth. It's essentially the luck blade that's hidden in the crypts. It has a wish remaining. Yeah, whatever. But they also learned about Strahd's former master, which is to say the guy who taught Strahd everything he knows about magic, who is the Lich Azalin. Strahd could just be on every door and wall and tapestry and portrait as a haunting face. Strahd could be on every fucking wall. Yeah, Strahd could be anywhere he wants because he can go through walls and floors and shit. There's a luck blade in the crypt. Has one wish remaining. You know, whatever. Yes, you know, whatever. But yeah, Strahd could literally be anywhere. He could charm them anytime he wants. Like literally every single round he could be charming them with zero chance of reprisal unless they're literally readying attacks to fire at him as soon as he pops out of a wall. And the craziest thing is, even after you succeed a save on his charm, you don't get any immunity. Like usually effects like this, say if you make the save, you're immune to 24 hours. This one doesn't have it, so guess they're gonna get fucked by it. I think one of them will blast himself with the Time Traveler's item. You mean the gun? Can he see through walls? No, but he also knows his castle very well. He knows what they're after. He was scrying them when they described what they were after. So he knows everything. Yeah, we got a musket. Weird looking scepter. I don't think anyone's gonna shoot themselves with it. But otherwise he could charm from inside walls. Yeah, that'd be crazy. He does not have a ring of X-ray vision, which, as far as I'm aware, is the only way to actually see through stuff, is that ring. There isn't even a spell that does it. But yeah, so the... I guess I want to just know... thick fog clings to the air. Black ceiling is moving. Ooh. Puts a mirror around the corner. Yeah, honestly. Except that's weird. Yeah. Does it have... Crypt houses the remains of the person or persons or whose epitaph is inscribed on the front of the slab. Sealed with a chiseled stone door, a tight-fitting stone slab measuring 3 feet wide, 5 feet tall, and 3 inches thick. Okay. Yeah. So, Eldritch Invocation, Ghostly Gaze can see through solid objects. That's true. You are correct, sir. But that's like once a day, right? Ghostly Gaze. Oh, once per short. Wow, cool. Lasts a minute. Okay. You perceive objects as ghostly transparent images. Ooh. That's neat. But yeah, Strahd don't have either of those. He can't see through walls. He does actually have to pop out to see you and charm you. But that's okay. One thing that I am going to do is I'm not going to explain to the players what's going on unless they beat the stealth. Which is likely. Gramps does have a 28 passive perception, but Strahd does have plus 14 stealth. So it is possible that Strahd is stealthy enough that he pops out when no one can see him, and charm Rubeck without anyone having any clue what just happened. And then in that case, actually, regardless of the situation, I am going to privately make Andy aware, Rubeck's player, that he has been charmed and that he regards Strahd as a trusted friend to be heeded and protected. And I will, I'll basically give him this, but like with the pronouns, whatever. Strahd's take 20 would be 34 for stealth. That is correct. I do have 2 take 20s, but I was probably just going to cheer Inspiration to give him a fighting chance. I don't want this to be like instant win, Strahd kills you, ha ha ha, get fucked. I never want that to be the case. You know, the dice are here to help us tell a story. And I am not the final arbiter of truth. The dice are. So, yeah, I think this is basically it. You know, I've got plans for Strahd's, you know, the way he wants to proceed. I've got all these notes about like what I can do. And then essentially anytime they enter an area and there isn't an encounter already planned for that area, if they're entering that area for the first time, I roll a d20. If it's an 18 or higher, they get a random encounter. And that's literally just from the book. So random encounters, every time they enter an area that isn't otherwise occupied, or for every 10 minutes they spend resting. So 18 or higher, in most circumstances, a random encounter occurs in a roll of 18 or higher. So shadows, yes, random encounters suck, but here's the thing. Because of the changes that I've made to Castle Ravenloft and the changes that I've made to how Strahd behaves, random encounters are actually really cool all of a sudden. You know, even if they just find, you know, Barovian commoners, they look like Strahd. And they run at the players scared as hell. And the players will probably murder them anyway because they look like Strahd. And then they, like every random encounter has become thematic by way of this one change that I've made to the castle. That Strahd is throwing everything he can at them, little by little, to try and wear them down to the point where he can just murder the shit out of them. And I'm not gonna lie, seeing how much it's a good thing that they have over 1,000 hit points worth of good berries. Let's just put it that way, because I don't know that they'd be able to survive this if it weren't for that, quite frankly, ridiculous amount of healing. I think it's going to be an uphill battle for them to actually defeat Strahd unless they beeline the balcony. So that's my prep. I've got all this stuff. I've got all this stuff figured out from last week, and you know, I just wanted to go through what I wanted to do specifically for this session based on what they'd done, what they'd seen. And Steph is reminding me to make an announcement. So yes, absolutely, I'll make an announcement. So yesterday, you may have watched me and Andy write The Adventures of Mr. Nibbles, a one-shot starring Mr. Nibbles, the homunculus servant of Remir, Luke's character in our Odyssey of the Dragonlords game. So we wrote that campaign, or that one-shot. We'll be running it, and by we, I mean I will be running it, and Luke will be playing it next Friday, not tomorrow, not New Year's Day, but the 8th, January 8th at 6 p.m. EST. We're going to be doing that right here on the Gilded Troll. It's going to be a one-shot featuring exactly one player, and that player is playing a flying squirrel. And by flying squirrel, I mean a squirrel wearing Iron Man armor. I shit you not. So hopefully you enjoy that. Hopefully you guys come back for that. If you're watching me on Twitch right now, please check out our YouTube. We have every single video we've ever streamed before, which is over 250 videos. It's like 1,000 hours of content. It's absolutely insane. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, please check out our Twitch. We are live 4, sometimes even 5 times a week. On Saturdays, we do Odyssey of the Dragonlords at 4 p.m. EST. On Sundays, we do CoS of Strahd at 1 p.m. EST, where you can see the session that I've just prepped. On Mondays, we do Rime of the Frost Maiden at 6:30 p.m. EST. And then, as always, I do these DM preps on Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some water, go to the bathroom, and then when I get back, I'm going to do DM prep for the Odyssey game. Whoa, we got a gift sub from Kai Guy. We got 2 gift subs from Kai Guy. Thank you for the gift subs, Kai Guy, and welcome to the Gilded Troll, the Lifer, and Josh Kent 08. Welcome to the gifted sub. Welcome. So yeah, I'll be right back, and don't go nowhere.